Well, that's a bummer.
That everyone can't act normal. Well, we did only plan it. Hello, Lula.
Hi.
We're Spooky,
And Pink.
and we're here to talk about Lindsay Clancy. Now, I'm just going to tell you, this is a little bit outside of Lula's comfort zone. She does not like true crime, but something happened this week that I think we should talk about. I think it's interesting. Are you going to be okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Wow. Do you guys know that I call her Razor Kitty? And it's like you can kind of see the razors come out when you say something. All right. So, do you know who Lindsay Clancy is?
No.
Okay, I'm going to tell you who she is, all right? And you're going to tell me what you think. It's rough. All right. It's going to be a quick synopsis of what she did cuz we're not going to talk about all the horrible things that she did. We're going to talk about what happened and how you feel about it. And yes, I'm going to look it up because I feel like if I don't, I'll ramble on about it. Okay. Lindsay Clancy is a former Massachusetts maternity nurse currently on trial for the 2023 strangulation deaths of her 3 young children. Her case has drawn national attention to the severity of postpartum mental health disorder. All right, so basically, she told her husband, "Hey, can you go pick up some food for us? I don't feel like going and getting it." And while he was gone, also she mapped out how far the food was. It was like a half hour away. And we order out a lot, so it's kind of strange that she did a half hour away. Like we never pick up food a half hour away, right? We don't even DoorDash food a half hour away. So she had him go a half hour away, and then what happened was is that while he was gone, she got rid of her kids and then jumped out the window and tried to kill herself. But she survived and she is now paralyzed. But her defense is that she had postpartum psychosis. Have you ever heard of postpartum psychosis?
Yes.
Okay, so there's postpartum depression and then there's postpartum psychosis, which is completely normal. But like the postpartum psychosis is not normal. So now the whole trial's going on like is Lindsay Clancy culpable for what happened because she was in the middle of psychosis, which is something we can talk about. Hi. But here is what I really want to talk about, okay? Cuz like you can sit here and think about is Lindsay Clancy actually guilty or not? But the thing is that what happened, we just got to talk about it. We just got to talk about it, okay? I'm going to tell you about what happened at the Lindsay Clancy protest. Lindsay, I want to tell you the exact information. I know what happened, but I just want to tell you everything. Okay. Hundreds of Lindsay Clancy supporters, many wearing pink, rally outside the courthouse during the murder trial.
Okay, I think that sums it up.
That does.
I feel like obviously, I feel like it's pretty obvious what protesters are protesting. It's probably something along the lines of women's mental health. That.
Yeah.
women's mental health, being a mother, etc. Um, I feel like this is very bizarre in the way that there's something I'm not being told because, like, I mean, like, I totally get that psychosis is like bad and postpartum is bad and it can cause problems and, you know, but why, I mean, I don't understand why there's, I mean, it's good to raise awareness, but I feel like protesters for the entire thing are, it's just a little weird. Like, I mean, like, I feel like they could have done like something online, like maybe raised awareness like online. Like I don't fully understand why.
The picture that I posted is the protesters at the Lindsay Clancy trial. They are standing in solidarity with Lindsay Clancy. And not only that, okay, and just if you don't know, Lindsay Clancy just murdered her children, and her defense is.
He was not talking about the picture. He was talking about that picture.
Oh, are you talking about the picture up there?
Yes, he said train.
Oh, that's me and my husband a long time ago. Before children. Good times. It's a
That
really cool picture. Hello. Okay, so listen. All right. So it gets even weirder. All right. Do you want to know why? Because now there's this whole TikTok social media craze going on. And let me tell you what it is. So, all these young mothers are videotaping them with their kids. This is so disturbing. And they're like, I understand, Lindsay. I understand. Me too, Lindsay. Me too. They're videotaping their children crying and freaking out, which is normal for kids to do. That's just something kids are going to do. And they're making TikToks saying, Me too, Lindsay. I understand.
I feel like if you're a woman that does not have children yet and you see a video of one screaming and you're like, yeah, this is why I don't want to have kids, that's like fine. Like that's okay. But once you have kids, I just don't think that's appropriate. That's weird.
I think it is so freaking sick.
It is. It is.
Like, okay, Lindsay apparently called out for, like, told her husband that she wasn't doing okay. Lindsay.
Oh, just ignore it. Just ignore it.
Oh.
Just ignore it. Just ignore it.
Lindsay told her mom she wasn't doing okay. She told her mother-in-law she wasn't doing okay. She told her doctor she wasn't doing okay. She told multiple people, like, I can't be alone with the kids because I feel like I'm going to harm them.
Okay. So she did.
Oh, yeah. She did reach out to everybody and say, something is wrong. Please, somebody come here and help me.
Okay. So I feel like I believe that 3 children passed. They are no longer with us, and that is extremely tragic and awful. But I will say there is something extremely close to home that happened where I live, and there was also the same running theme of, "Hey, I need help," and then a tragedy happened. So I, I don't think the Me Too Lindsay Clancy thing is appropriate. I don't think it's fun or cute to talk about wanting to kill your kids. Um, I I mean, I feel like that's pretty basic info though. Like I feel like I don't even need to be like saying that, right? You know, like I just don't think that's funny. I think that some things just, I mean, I get it. Coping with humor, like I totally get it. But like some things like aren't cool. Like we're normalizing it, guys. We're normalizing it. Like we should not be normalizing killing, hurting, harming anything like that with children, right?
I think that we should definitely have the conversation that if you feel like you're going to harm your child after you have a child.
Did she try to put herself into a psychiatric hospital?
Oh, she was put into a psychiatric hospital and then she was taken out.
Okay.
And she said she's still like these are the things that are going on during her trials right now. And these are the things that they're talking about. And honestly, I kind of feel like her husband is partly guilty because like she told him multiple times like I'm not doing good. And like he left to go get some food. Why would you leave anybody alone?
Well, I mean, she did say, "Can you go get some food?"
Yeah, but like also she did say I'm thinking about harming the children.
Um,
Okay, I had postpartum. It's a very normal thing. It's a 100 it's the same thing as like intrusive thoughts, but even deeper. Like you're going to have those feelings. You have a lack of sleep. You sometimes you don't have support. You feel like the end of the world has come and you're alone, right? But like postpartum psychosis, it takes it a step further. Like you're actually thinking about like hurting your children and you don't have control of these thoughts. I think that we should normalize when somebody
there were 3 of them. How
three.
I just don't understand how she went through 1, then 2, and then 3, like,
I mean, it probably the third one is where it all like piled up on her. And not only that, they're trying to say that she now had told them that she had bipolar. I
I think she needs to be I mean, like, if not jail time, she probably needs to be put away. I mean, if she's really this mentally ill, she needs to be put in
oh
a
my god, she
hospital.
she killed 3 kids. She needs to be put away for the rest of her
She
life.
needs to be
Like
institutionalized to
institutionalized
like a
or
hospital, like a mental
yeah,
hospital.
like for sure. For
Trauma
sure.
mental
This
hospital,
is a
so she can get
tragedy.
the help she needs.
Right, exactly. This is a tragedy. Why? But my problem with this is these women, these 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 women standing in front of the courthouse taking a tragedy like uh, like these kids are dead. They're dead. That's
Yeah,
so
you can't say that as much as
oh, I'm sorry. They're no longer on this planet. Is that better?
I don't know, ask YouTube's guidelines?
Okay. I just think that it's really I don't I cringy isn't even the word. What it is like monopolizing on a tragedy.
I mean, here's the thing, I feel like if you have had children and you've decided you no longer enjoy being a mother, right? I mean, there's options. There's options. You can put them up for adoption. You can figure something out. Like there's options, you know. And I get that the how where her brain was at, what was going on mentally, I suppose wasn't really allowing her to see it that way. But I mean, there's options available. I think mental health is the best excuse in the world, but it's also not really one that is as usable as people think. At a certain point, as an adult, you need to. I mean, she should have been separating herself from the kids. If she felt like she could not be alone with the kids, why would she? There's just so many questions, you know. I just cannot. I can't find it in me to find a reason why she's not guilty.
Okay, so Swaggy McBaggy, I think it's also crazy that she wakes up every day and accepts this reality. Uh-oh. Now, here's the thing, right? Psychosis. Psychosis ends. So she's out of the psychosis now, right? She's out of the psychosis. Ma'am, can you What are you? I mean,
Don't.
what?
Oh, I thought you were replying to a comment.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I think that once she's out of the psychosis, she should take a plea bargain saying, I am guilty and I need to be institutionalized for the rest of my life. I don't know if that's an offer or not. And I guess they're probably debating, like, if she's mentally culpable for what she did. But, like, I don't even know how she's living with herself. Like, and then okay, this is crazy. Her attorney comes out of the courthouse and all these ladies wearing pink, right? Which is the color of breast cancer survivors or standing with breast cancer patients. They're all wearing pink to stand for Lindsay Clancy. I don't know what the F. They should be wearing red. I won't say why because my daughter will get mad. But they're all wearing pink. They come up to the attorney and they're hugging him and making jokes. There is like nothing funny about this. Nothing. And it's so.
I think there's a disconnect. I think these people don't fully realize I think these people don't fully realize what actually happened because I think a lot of people are this way. I mean, I used to be this way. There's a brain disconnect. If you're not there and seeing it and witnessing how horrible it probably was, you don't realize how awful it probably was. But when people die, they scream, they cry, they plead. Children of that age, they scream, they cry, they plead. The betrayal on those children's faces, they don't understand what's happening. All they know is mommy is killing them, you know? The person that was there to protect them is what took their life away.
Okay, I just want to say that we are probably going to have to get a moderator for our podcast because we're talking about a national tragedy. And some of the comments on here are, I don't think we've ever had comments like this before.
No.
And you guys should be really embarrassed of yourself. We're talking about like a murder trial where children didn't make it through and you're saying lewd things to us. And by the way, like, we're related. So stop. Stop. So for those of you who that are actually listening to us, we appreciate you, but next week we will have to have a moderator cuz I feel kind of grossed out that we're talking about a national tragedy where children are no longer alive and somebody's saying things like that. Um yeah, so I'm going to try not to look at the comments cuz they're making me angry.
So,
Okay. 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 So, yeah. I really wanted to talk about this whole protest with these women in these pink shirts. And like, if you're one of those women and you participated in that buffoonery where you think you stood up for women's rights, okay, first off, me and her are women. We're women, right? And it just, you're an idiot. Like, I don't want to be associated with you if that's what you think women's rights are. Like, women's rights are like, okay, like, I have the right to do what I want with my body. I have the right to vote. I have the right to work. Uh, Things you're proud of. That's a great thing to say. Things you're proud of. But standing up and saying, I stand in solidarity with this woman who is in psychosis, by the way, what kind of solidarity is standing up? I don't know. Does anybody disagree with me on this?
I don't
And I
disagree.
mean, the husband, he says he stands by her.
You know what I find interesting in all of this? I think that this situation, it's interesting because there's a lot of arguments like that you could you know there's a lot of solidarity that could be had with certain topics on women's rights and feminism, and there's things that we could actually be, doing right with, right?
Oh, look, Amy's on.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Amy. We have lots of interesting comments. We're so happy to see you in all the.
Oh, I wasn't talking.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's gone now.
What were you saying?
Nothing. Nothing now. I feel like there's more appropriate things that we could be standing up for with activism for women instead of killing children, personally. I feel like it's kind of crazy that a lot of things are getting blindsided, and the one thing that people decide to stand up for and start protesting about is kind of awful. Kind of awful. I mean, there's women everywhere who are suffering. There's lots of things going on. I mean, there's domestic violence, there's like lots. There's trafficking. Uh, and for some reason we're standing up for a woman who had 3 children and took them away. I just think
Do you want to hear any of the details of what happened? Because it's pretty.
vaguely.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna tell you about the kids. All right. Because they
I
deserve.
do know there was one daughter, which if we're going to go the women's activism route, what about that one? That one's gone now. That one didn't get to grow up, you know?
Okay. So she had three kids. She lived in Duxbury, Massachusetts, and oh my god, she's actually pleading not guilty.
What is she saying her husband did it? What is she saying?
She's saying she's saying
How did
that
she
she's saying she's pleading not guilty to first degree murder, and she's citing postpartum psychosis. Okay, let's talk about the victims, because this is important. This is who these women are standing with Lindsay about doing what she did. I don't care if she had psychosis. This happened. Cora was 5 years old. 5. Dawson was 3. And Callan, he was 8 months old. How easy would it have been to just go to your neighbor's house and hand off these kids? And I'm going to tell you some really disturbing details, okay? This is the part that's got me, because I do think that postpartum psychosis does actually happen, and it's a tragedy, and we need to deal with that, because I feel like a lot of times people don't want to deal with the problems that women have, and they just kind of like push them off, like, PMS. I'm not saying it's the same thing,
I
but
think that mental health is something
mental
that
health.
people ignore.
Yeah, well, not just mental health, but mental health. I mean, that is ignored, but the mental health of women and the mental health of women with children, that's something that we don't face as a nation. Actually, I don't think we face it in the entire world. Like, being a mom is hard, and I understand that, and postpartum psychosis is real. But let me tell you about what Lindsay did, okay? Lindsay went downstairs in her basement, her beautiful home. I'm not saying just because she had money, she's not allowed to have postpartum psychosis, but she did have the perfect life, just so you know. Her house was beautiful, her man had money, she had a good job, she had 3 beautiful children. Just something to keep in mind. And then she took exercise bands, those stretchy things, and she strangled her kids. It took at least 3 minutes apiece for them to die.
See, and that's where this is important. This is the most important part of all of this because the way that she did it, I mean, we could say, "Oh, she poisoned them, so it was too late. Oh, she did this, so it was too late. It was too quick. It was too quick. She didn't have enough time to come to." 3 minutes apiece, that's enough time. When you are, as a person, as a human, a cognitive living being, are holding a workout band around somebody's neck, you have enough time to come to,
And say this
right?
is wrong.
Or realize, just have a wake up moment, right? I mean, if she was aware enough to tell people that she needed help, if she was aware enough to put herself in hospitals, if she was aware enough for any of that, how was she able to sit there 3 minutes, 3 whole minutes? And that might not seem like a long time, but it's a long time to be sitting there while something is struggling.
And they say she had psychosis, right?
Struggling, screaming, moving, writhing, all of those things.
Despite the fact that the other two kids had to watch their mother do this one at a time, okay, in the middle of her psychosis, because they had her phone records, they noticed that she was able to map out how far away her husband's dinner was, the pickup.
So it's
So
premeditated.
she mapped out how long it would take. Also, she had him pick up medication at like CVS or Walgreens. So while in the middle of doing what she does,
Why didn't she kill him too? If this was some mental break, why didn't she end him too? Right? Why didn't she attempt to?
but listen, but listen. So in the middle of this, he calls her to find out if he has the right medication. She's in the middle of it and she tells him calmly she's busy and this is the right medication. Can you please tell me how that happens during psychosis? Cuz like I don't know, psychosis means like you're not there. You're not you're not able to do things cognitively. You're not able to premeditate. You're not able to plan out. You're not able to go on map quest. But
To
this
me, this sounds less like psychosis, more like psychopathic. This is what I'm gathering.
and despite all of these things about this case, these women decide to put on pink t-shirts and go stand in front of a courthouse and say, I stand with Lindsay. You know what? You need to be investigated. Do you have kids? Each one of them people wearing those pink t-shirts, they need to be investigated to see if they have kids. And they need to find out if those kids need to stay with their moms because something's not right. And if you made a TikTok video saying, I know how it feels, Lindsay, while your kids crying, not only do your kids need to be taken away, but you need to be bitch slapped. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm sorry. There it goes. That pisses me off. I'm so cringy. A national tragedy, and you're going to make a TikTok about it. I understand, Lindsay. You don't deserve your kids. Okay, I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk.
I just don't understand. I mean, like, sure, there's like a lot of dark humor jokes we can make, and like, there's a lot, and like, that's all in good fun. But like, if you have kids and you're saying, me too, like, me too, I feel you, like, that's weird. You're weird. You're weird and you should feel weird. It, you know, I, I mean, some people, some people just shouldn't have kids. Like, it just, the lack of self-awareness in a lot of people just amazes me. It's one of those things that just over time I have been greatly disappointed about, because you think that, everybody thinks that it's weird to want to hurt people, and then you come to the realization, oh wait, some people don't feel that way, and it's just a little bizarre. I mean, this entire thing is weird. It's just weird. All of it. The thing that happened, the way people reacted, the jokes made online. Like I don't know how big the TikTok thing is. Like I
Oh my
personally
gosh, you should see some of the
I'm not gonna do
videos.
that.
It's so cringy, but listen, this comment is good. Lindsay was gaslit by husbands and doctors. So I do think that the husband and the doctors that saw Lindsay are should be somewhat culpable for what happened. Like she did say something was wrong, and I'm sorry. Like Lindsay said that she felt like hurting the kids. The husband should never have left her alone with the kids, ever. I don't think he wanted that to happen, but I also think he just
I
like,
mean, for I usually, for reference, I'm on the woman's side, right? You know, but I mean, could you imagine going and getting food? Your whole life is at home, right? Your wife, your children, and you come home and it's all gone.
no, I can't. I
And you can't
can't.
even live in that house anymore. Now you have to sell a house in this economy.
Oh, they did sell the house. They sold it because he couldn't live in it anymore.
No, how could you? I mean, how could you? It's it's awful.
I don't even know how he's like just surviving. Like he lost his three kids. His wife can't walk. She's paralyzed from the waist down.
I mean, yeah. I you know,
And the whole situation, like
I
that's for the judge or the jurors to decide what happened. And I can't tell you what I feel is right or wrong. I think it's just so sad. I think it's so sad. Did Lindsay want to kill her kids? I don't know. I really don't. But I think for people, women, to go stand in front of the courthouse laughing and giggling and saying, I stand with Lindsay, you're disgusting. You should not be a teacher. You shouldn't be around children. You should get mental health. You need mental help, because that is like the sickest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. It's like standing in front of Jeffrey Dahmer's courthouse. You know they did that, right? Do
yeah.
you they were
Yeah.
like free Jeffrey, or like the same thing with Ted Bundy. Like all these women were like so like into Ted Bundy. They thought he was hot and they wanted to be with him. Why? Are you fucking serious, dude? Like Ted Bundy killed like how old was she? Like 8 or 9 or something like that? You want to be with a man that rapes an 8-year-old? I really think that like when things like this happen, people should take it more serious, because it really shows who those people are. And if you're going to make a TikTok, first off, like, to put your child on TikTok and talk about a woman who killed her children, if I was that person's husband, partner, boyfriend, I would divorce them. I would take the TikTok, I would play it in the courthouse, and I'd be like, I can't let this woman be around my children. She has issues.
Unfortunately, the law system is horribly corrupt.
Well, they always are like the woman should have the kids, which I think in today's
Yes.
society, we should change that. We should change that, because the whole 1950s.
Well, okay. I was saying yes to the comment. I think that the more suited parent should get the kids. I don't think this is a
That's
gender
what I'm
conversation at
saying.
all.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just that's what I'm saying. I think we should take gender out of the equation of who gets the kids. I'm not saying that like I just don't think it matters. Who's ever more capable of taking care of the children is who should get the kids, cuz it's not 1952 anymore. Like this whole trad wife thing, I think is more of a fetish than it is a reality.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's also just not.
Are you agreeing with me?
Yes.
I'm sorry. She never agrees with me. I mean, I think the trad wife thing looks cute when you see it online.
I bet there's thousands of videos of women who got out of the trad wife thing and they're like, yeah, the guy I chose to do this with was horrible. And now we're divorced and I can't take care of myself. I mean, if you want to do that, but it does put you in a horrible position where you are heavily relying on one person, you know? You can't do, you shouldn't do that. That's not safe. People change. Not everyone has your highest good in mind, you know?
I think the trad wife, like, honestly, I think trad wives, like, straight up are just sugar baby and sugar daddy
Not even,
situations.
no. I mean, I will say I'm not, it's incomparable to that because, I mean, it is transactional in a way that the wife is taking care of the home and taking and having babies and whatnot, and then the husband is supporting, which is a complete, that's a fair trade-off. That's 50-50, you know? I mean, she's taken away all her time to be a mother and a wife and you know? So, I mean, sure. I mean, it makes sense. People used to do that way back when, but that's just not, we don't live in that kind of a society anymore. And that's just not safe. And it feels like people are getting sicker and sicker as time goes on, you know?
I mean, I think
I
that if
hate
it's a
banana bread.
consensual, you don't want to make banana
I
bread?
have beef with banana bread.
Why?
I hate it.
Why do you hate banana
I hate
bread?
banana bread.
For real?
Yeah,
You know what? I make a mean pumpkin
I
bread.
like pumpkin bread.
I make homemade pumpkin bread, and it's the best thing ever.
Banana bread's overrated.
I've never known that you had this banana bread
Yeah, you
situation.
did.
No. I mean, I don't know. You get a little bit older and your memory starts to get a little bit messed up. I'm supposed to do those little puzzles to keep your mind straight. You know what I'm talking
I
about?
like bananas in the form of bananas, not in the form of bread.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not sure why we're talking about banana bread right now, to be honest. But I will say I make really good pumpkin bread. Like the best pumpkin bread in the world. Just saying. It's so good. It's got the crunchy on the outside, soft in the inside. Yeah. Okay. So back to the Lindsay Clancy. Here, let me look you up what is going on, where she is on her court, and I'll give you all the good information about it.
If we're gonna stand up for women's health, I feel like a more appropriate thing to have activism towards is medical care for women and mental health care for women because a lot of the time it's very common for women to go into hospitals and be treated like nothing's actually wrong with them. So, I mean, if we're gonna be like active about something, why don't we pick something else that's not involving the death of somebody? Personally, my opinion.
I think if we're going to talk about women's mental health, I think, and I know this is kind of strange to say that this has to do with women's mental health, but I think birth control should be free. And I think that
I think so too, but there's also a whole conversation about how bad for you birth control is. You know, like it's cancer causing, it's dangerous. So it's unfortunate. I think there should be a conversation about safer forms of contraception.
yeah, for sure. But like also you need to do risk versus benefit. Like people having babies that can't take care of babies. So I don't know. I do. I think that I think that women's reproductive stuff should be free for women at all ages. Our medical care here in America, it's like good if you have money or you're having an emergency. but like otherwise it sucks. Okay. So let's see where Lindsay Clancy is. The defense rested Friday in Lindsay Clancy's triple murder trial as the case, which has ignited conversations about postpartum mental health and the controversial insanity defense, nears its conclusion after 4 weeks of testimony. Prosecutors are now presenting rebuttal witnesses and are expected to continue their case Monday before the parties deliver their closing arguments. While presenting his case over the last week, Clancy's defense attorney called 10 witnesses, including mental health professionals who testified the Massachusetts mother was in the throes of mental health crisis when she fatally strangled her 3 children and then attempted suicide, leaving her partially paralyzed. The defendant did not take the stand. The defense's final witnesses, forensic psychiatrist Dr. Philip Resnick, testified Friday that Clancy was frankly psychotic the day of the killings and offered support for the defendant's claim she heard a voice that ordered her to kill the children and herself.
I mean, aren't there people being jailed for canceling their pregnancies? Why is she not in prison? I
The
mean, if we're really going by the system's rules, what is already happening, what I didn't make, like what society has presented, people are being jailed for ending pregnancies that they did not want. So, like all I'm saying is she had 3 kids. Objectively, this is far worse than terminating something that wasn't there yet.
well that is
And
being,
that's not a conversation I want to get into
I
further,
mean,
but just based on
I don't want
societal
to
things right
either,
now.
but that is like some of them women wearing pink, that is like their whole like spiel, like pro choice, pro,
This isn't
I mean that's what they're saying.
That's
Okay, listen.
ridiculous.
The Yeah, it's totally
Cuz
ridiculous. It
pro
has no place to the case.
no.
It's already over. All right. So, the Plymouth County District Attorney Office, however, argues that the former labor and delivery nurse murdered her children.
Pro-choice is when something is being taken away before it is even born. What happened was murder, something that existed and then was taken away. Two different things.
The district attorney argues that she murdered her children deliberately and meticulously and was not in a state of psychosis when she did so. The prosecutors acknowledge Clancy had mental health issues. They contend that she manipulated her providers and constantly changed treatment plans as she thought a quick and easy fix. The prosecution's first rebuttal witness, a psychiatrist who met with Clancy in April 2026, testified she was able to discern right from wrong when she killed her children. A key element for Massachusetts prosecutors to provide Clancy is indeed criminally responsible.
Well, that's good at least.
Uh,
She's responsible, is what I'm gathering. She's
well, it says right here Clancy, who has pleaded not guilty to 3 counts of murder, could face life in prison if convicted. I don't know if they have capital punishment in Massachusetts. If jurors find she cannot be held criminally responsible, the court will likely begin the process of having her committed to a psychiatric hospital.
I think that either way, I don't think she should walk free. I don't care how it happens, you know. I'm I mean, I'm not personally looking for capital punishment. That's not what I'm saying, at least. You know, I just think that if someone is that unwell that they're a danger to themselves and others, I think that she needs to be put away.
One of her psychiatrists that she saw said in her mind she believed that she would be doing her children a favor by having them float to heaven with her rather than remain on earth without her doing the mothering, he testifies. Her mind was very distorted like that. Ziesel testified auditory hallucinations are common symptoms of psychosis, a condition which another psychologist, Dr. Donald Condy, defined as a lack of understanding of what's real opposed to what is not. I don't know. I think this case is just horrible. It's like the worst of the worst. I think that I still don't know if I believe that she had psychosis or not. I'm glad I'm not the judge. I'm glad I'm not the psychiatrist. I just think that it's a horrible situation. And I think that the protesters out there in front of the courthouse should have a gigantic water hose and they should just shoot them with the water hose.
Well,
I mean, seriously, how stupid are you? I stand with Lindsay. Give me a break.
I can confidently say that I'm not someone that likes to put controversial opinions out there, not unless it's like entirely messed up. I do not stand with Lindsay.
I don't stand with Lindsay either. And
I
I
think
don't.
there's a lot of things to stand with. Not Lindsay.
Not Lindsay. Like, get out of here. What about the kids? What about the justice?
I stand with the kids. I stand with the family that their lives are, affected, heavily affected. The loss of 3 children is extremely tragic.
I just don't like, okay, first off, even if she did have psychosis, that does not change the fact that these kids are not alive. I know, I see. I see. We can't say that. Okay. But like also, like, do these kids just not get justice because she had psychosis? So it's okay. It's all right. You know, when you have psychosis,
Repeat the ages again.
I mean, I got to look him up.
I know there was 3 months, there was an 8-year-old, and then there was a 5-year-old.
Okay, I'm going to look it up, okay? Gonna look up the ages. Let's go through the ages. Lindsay Clancy's kids. Okay,
3. That's all we need, the ages, just the ages.
I'm looking.
5, okay. 5 years old, 3 years old, and 8 months old.
Cora, Dawson, and Kellen.
Yeah.
They deserve justice. That's who we stand with.
Yeah, and a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, they've got awareness in their brain enough to realize what's happening. Yeah.
What we really need to be doing is like trying to figure out how this can never happen again. And like, what do we do when somebody says they're going to hurt their kids? They're like, you need to take the kids away for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, why weren't the kids taken away? That's another question now. Like that's a whole new conversation because if she's telling people that she cannot be trusted around them and she's telling mental health professionals, she's telling her friends, her husband, I am not a safe person to be around my children. Why wasn't CPS involved? Where was CPS?
And then here's something else. Callan, the 8-month-old, she didn't finish the job. He was still alive, and they took him to the hospital, and a couple days later he died.
So for a couple of days, he was the oldest?
He was the youngest, 8 months old.
Well, so his last moments were suffering.
I mean, for days he suffered. For days he suffered. These kids suffered. Like, it doesn't matter that she had psychosis. Like, I get it, like, but like, I'm sorry, somebody's going to have to pay for this.
I think a good sum up is it happened. It's not going to be fixed. They're not coming back. Somebody's responsible. That's that's it. You know, there can be all the reasons in the world, but none of them are going to bring back those kids, you know, like
Okay. Well, I think that that's it today. I really wanted to talk about it because I thought it was really disgusting and I didn't like it. And I'm actually very proud of you for talking about
don't
true.
make it weird.
What do you mean don't make it weird? Okay, before we go, I'm going to make it weird. Um, is there anything you guys want us to talk about next week? Any ideas? I really like doing the creepy pasta. I've been thinking about doing like horror, like ghost hunting, possibly. But I also like doing this little podcast. It's cute. We definitely need a better space. But our space is cute. It looks cute on there, doesn't it? Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. All right, guys. If you made it all the way to the end, what we would like for you to do after this is processed is go back on it and give it a like and a comment. Of course, you're going to make it weird. Your space is fine. Thank you. Okay.
What?
I'll tell you later. Okay. So just let us know if there's anything you want us to cover next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. I don't know why they say share. That's weird. Why would you share this? But anyway, once again, I am Spooky and she is
Pink.
and then I usually say stay safe and stay spooky, but this time I'm going to say never trust the living. Do you like that?
Oh boy.
Okay. All right. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But it might actually be like 7:15 because we'd be taking a long time doing our makeup. And don't feel bad about. Can't you guys send us stars or whatever the f you can do? Can we do that?
Mm.
You can give us presents. I don't know if you can do that. I'll have to look that up. Um, okay, well, if you want to share it, you go ahead and share it. We appreciate it. Okay. All right, we're leaving. Have a happy Sunday. Enjoy what little is left of the summer. Bye.